What's up, guys? This is Jay from COI. So, this weekend, me and my family are going to have kind of a New Year's Eve get together. And we decided to find a game that the kids could play, that older people could enjoy. It's not too complicating and pretty universally understandable. I said we should play, you know, we should do quarters, but no one's on board with that. Um, so we decided to go with Monopoly. I was tasked with purchasing Monopoly, which is a lot more difficult than you might think, because there is a bazillion different Monopoly games. Um, I didn't want to get like the Monopoly Junior because that would probably be a little boring. I also preferred getting like the Monopoly Game of Thrones, but I know most of the people there wouldn't have any clue why I was so geeked out about, owning King's Landing. But the one thing I did notice, by the way, best reviews is the ultimate banking one. So if you're for some reason in the market for not Monopoly, it's apparently the way to go. I haven't received it yet. I don't know. But I did go through the reviews, look through a few things, and one thing stood out to me that really just kind of caught my attention. And that was the amount of people who use Monopoly as a teaching tool. There were so many people on there that said this is the perfect game to teach your children about capitalism, about saving money, about building an empire. Um, I even saw a comment, I kid you not, where somebody said, if people from ethnic backgrounds played Monopoly more, maybe they would be more successful. I kid you not, you can look it up on Amazon. Um, I think that was in the Ultimate Banking review, I think. um, I saw, the monopoly socialism. I saw people saying this is a great tool to show why socialism will never work and why it's a flawed system. Now, I don't want to be the one to point out to these people that Hasbro is going to make socialism look bad. Okay, that's just the way it is. Like, don't be dumb about it. But an even bigger issue with Monopoly is the only way that it's a good tool to teach children about money is having them count it by the same way that you could get a tool out of the cheap play money you can buy at the dollar store. That's it. Because Monopoly does not teach anyone about capitalism. It doesn't teach us about building an empire or real estate or any of that. There's so many ways you can go into why, if you use Monopoly to teach your children about the economy, you're just a lazy parent. Let's skip the fact that there's no taxes, um, that property values don't fluctuate, um, the zoning regulations on real estate, the multiple problems in real estate. And let's just start with the beginning, because the beginning, for me, is the most flawed of the whole thing. Monopoly puts you in the ideology that everybody starts off with the same amount of money. And you know how it works. You take, depending on which monopoly, apparently, you can take from $500 to like $2,000. You get it from the bank, you do your roll, you go, you buy your investment, you auction, whatever. But that's it. Everybody starts off with the same amount of money. That doesn't happen in society. That's never happened in society, especially in a capitalist society. If anything, this mirrors more a socialist society. It's the most repugnant thing I've seen. It's something that irritated me enough that I feel I had to make a video about it and to explain just how irritating that is. We like to pretend and we have this safety blanket that we did better, and that's why we have a better house, we have a better car. We reject the idea that we had more opportunities, that our parents were able to get a loan, Maybe our parents weren't even rich, and you'll hear that a lot. Well, my parents weren't wealthy. Did they have a good credit score? Were they not wrongfully imprisoned for some reason? Yeah, like it or not, that's a step up in America. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be at all. Those kind of problems really shouldn't exist in America, but they do, and those are giant obstacles for a lot of children. And so we kind of use this ideology that it's a level playing field, that we all start off on the same foot. And nothing could be farther from the truth. Even myself, I started off because my father was able to get a loan on the bank in my name because my credit was garbage. And yeah, he had to wager um, a dream vehicle of his that, by the way, he got for working as a truck driver for most of his life. So we weren't wealthy. We didn't have a lot of money. We were lower middle class. But he had a good credit score. That's how I got my own business. I didn't work for that. I cherished the sacrifice he made, and I worked my ass off to never let him eat that bill. But I was given the opportunity. There's many in our country who are not even able to have that opportunity. They weren't ever given that $1,500 at the beginning. And when they're just supposed to be visiting jail, they're stuck there. And then they're imprisoned and forced to work for people like Michael Bloomberg making donation calls. I'm kidding, but not really. Look into that, that's true. Um, that's our society. Monopoly doesn't teach us anything about that. Monopoly is a utopia. Anyway, that's just my thought on the whole thing. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. Um, and I definitely love more interaction, especially on the YouTube. Spotify guys, I love what you're doing. Even people on Anchor, fantastic, fantastic audience. Anyway, guys, take care. Good evening.